I want you to take a moment to imagine what it must feel like to be an early career faculty member at UC Berkeley. This time is an exciting one for the brilliant minds of Berkeley, but it can also be challenging, a complex period wherein external grants are hard to come by. More than 2 decades ago, Warren and Chris Hellman suspected that junior faculty would benefit from early career funding and that UC Berkeley could benefit from the success of those young faculty.
And the Hellman Fellows Fund was designed to identify young, promising assistant professors who, with that extra push, that extra help in this critical moment of their career, are able to produce the research that then gets them tenure, who have the potential and end up being superstars.
Every day I feel inspired about being at Berkeley. Students are engaged, they really want to know, they're questioning about the world. They're change makers. The Hellman Fellowship allowed me to get a project going which was called Festivals and Governance. Festivals have a bottom-up kind of relationship to upholding something that they see as the common good, and that we could learn from that towards making our democracy better. To pull together resources into a fund like the Hellman Fellowship is a way to be able to allow a project to develop and grow. Humanities funding is putting water into the desert where things will bloom from that.
Early in my career, I had 0 publications. I was brand new as a faculty member. I learned about a new opportunity for a research project studying the link between child health and education, and that's when I applied for the Hellman Fellowship. So development economics focuses on global poverty. In development economics, we don't have the luxury of getting data from governments where we work often. We have to go and collect our own data. But that actually requires a lot of resources. And the Hellman Fellowship provided that funding. And it was also really fast and well administered. So a few months later, I was in the field collecting new data. A project that I've been working on the longest worked with a nonprofit organization to invest in child health programs in Kenya. But what's really unusual that we've done is we've kept tracking and surveying these thousands of individuals for 20 years. And we found that improving kids' health can have very important long-run effects on their quality of life. And it matters because global poverty is one of the key challenges facing all of humanity.
Early stage funding is critical to the success of faculty. And that's what the Hellman Foundation Fellowship Program did for us, is that it enabled us to essentially plant that seed at the very early stage of when we really needed to get those preliminary results for then garnering larger grants. In our lab, we focus on synthesis, which means we're building structures. About 50% of the medicines that all of us take are actually based on what are called natural products. But often the materials that are produced in nature are produced in very small quantities. And so we're interested in biological activity and organic compounds, which potentially could be utilized to address cancer or pain, are the 2 main areas that we're working on. I pride myself as a teacher, and I view this as a 2-pronged approach where we're obviously interested in really addressing problems that we have as a society, but also through our research we can teach and groom the next generation.
The Hellman Fellows Fund has yielded enormous returns on the investment made in these assistant professors. These professors go on and have made major discoveries in all fields, in the arts and the sciences and engineering.
To honor the Hellmans' foresight and generosity, their namesake foundation has decided to create the Society of Hellman Fellows, endowing the program in perpetuity through a gift of $20 million to be used as a challenge match to raise a total of $40 million. The Hellman Fellows are so important to Cal and to the world. I hope you'll join me in doing everything we can to grow this program and help our astounding junior faculty continue to realize their brilliance, sharing it with students and spreading the light of Berkeley for decades to come. Fiat Lux.